So we will start. Let's have a quick review. Structure is the user-defined data type. We need structure only because we want to, whenever we want to build our own data type, then we prefer structure. Like in your data structure, you will create structure because it will be your data type. Because you are going to add some element, delete some element, and it is not a single element. I don't know whether you will be able to understand this or not, but while writing data programs in data structure like linked list or a stack or queue, then at that time you need to write a structure only because that each element will not be only integer or will not be a float. It will be having some other data. It may contain some pointers as well. So that is the reason we have to go for the defining our own data type. That's why we need structures while solving data structure problem. That is basically a need. Now, structure is a user-defined data type which may contain various types of items. So it might be integer, all integer, character float. It can contain an array. It can contain a string. It can contain even pointer. Right? Declaration of structure, we have seen that. Struct is the keyword, and what is followed is the name of the structure, and then body of the structure. It has to be terminated by semicolon. When you declare a structure or define a structure, then memory is not allocated. It is just a template we create so that we can inform the compiler that I am going to create a variable of this structure. So it is a information, before an information to the compiler. Usually, structure is defined outside the main function. This is the reason that whatever you write outside the main function or before main function rather. So this structure definition will be available to all functions in the file. If you declare structure inside any function, then that becomes a local to that function, and you cannot create a variable of that structure outside main function. That is in any other function written in that file. That is the reason we define structure outside the before main function. Right? Usually after file inclusion, structure is defined. That is the standard method. Various ways of variable declaration. Why actually I'm taking a review. Some of the concepts were missed yesterday. So we will have a variable declaration methods. I'm giving file name as that. Right? So various variable declaration methods are there. First of all, you can give variable names as E1, E2. Method 1. You can declare struct employee E3. This is also method 2, and another method was, you should know this. This is not used, but you should know this. Struct let me recall. There is one more method. I'm not able to recall that. Okay, I will tell you afterwards. That is not used, so don't get into that. Right? So this is also allowed. Okay. Um, Declaration of variable just after the closing curly brace is written. So that is also allowed. Okay. Now next is typedef keyword. That is very important. Hmm? This is yesterday's program, right? Now, when I say print, this is a built-in data type. Then int m1, m2, m3. These are built-in. Right? Float by. These are again built-in. And there is uh, our employee structure is a user-defined data type. Okay. So we should be able to declare, because employee is the name of the data type, right? So you should be able to declare variable in this fashion, right? Because x is variable name which can store integer, m1 and m3 are integer variable name because which can store integer. Y is a variable name, so it can store a float value. So E1 is a variable which can contain information an employee, as simple as it is. So this is data type, this is data type, this is data type, this is so we should be able to, but compiler gives you error, right? What does it say? It doesn't recognize what is employee. Okay, unknown type employee. That is the reason everywhere in the program you write struct employee even, right? Whatever variables you declared throughout the program, we wrote struct as a keyword before that our user defined data type. Once you run this, it won't give any error. The DNSDK has given a solution on this, and that is called a typedef. Typedef is keyword in C. Usually, typedef uh, is, I mean, students feel that typedef is used along with structures, but it is not that. Typedef can be used anywhere, right? So I will show you how to use first of all typedef. So avoid this, right here, typedef is a keyword in C, and write struct employee and employee. Okay. So this is also defining your own data type. You are what telling to the compiler that I will call employee for my own data type struct employee. This statement onwards. Okay. So once you write this statement, then you can write this employee even. Or everywhere you write employee even e2, you can create a pointer of that employee. Everything you can do. Okay. So no error is there. Got that? It is like now, it is convenient way of writing program. So that's why Dennis has given you facility of Typedef. How it is read? Typedef is defining your type. That's why Typedef. Hmm? You can use anywhere. Suppose I write. Suppose I need a variable unsigned long int. Suppose p. Okay. It's a huge, right? Unsigned long int. Okay. So I can type def as at that as well. Type def. What is to be def? Unsigned long int. Right? And if I write suppose ULINT. So this is defining your form. So once you give this, okay, ULINT, you can write like this. ULINT P. Okay. If I write printf percent d slash n size of ULINT. Okay. It will print the number of bytes taken by unsigned long int. What I mean, it works, right? Number of 4 bytes is received. So this is the use of typedef. Typedef concept. Even typedef no can be used. It is not used in that way, but sometimes a few programmers use. So I will tell you that, right? Typedef struct employee star. Okay, and they call it as EMP. See, this name you can give anything, huh? It can be capital, small, there is no restriction. Struct employee star, suppose I give at EMP pointer, right? So you can see, let me check. I have not done this in the past, but I have read on that. So I can declare a pointer like this, emp pointer ptr. Okay, so here ptr is a pointer so that I can store. Suppose I can write ptr is equal to ampersand even. Let me check. It works. I know that, but I have not used this. So you can write even arrow. I have to add the file string.h and strcpy. You know, you cannot assign the string. So strcpy, but the address of even has been stored in, as this address of even has been stored in ptr. Well, first of all, let's check whether program compiles. Then we will write that code. Whether this statement is valid. We will see that. Yeah, it is valid. Right? So you are type defing a pointer. So in earlier case, you should have declared variable as what, employee star. Okay. Here you are creating emp pointer as your own data type for struct employee star. Is a bit difficult for beginners to understand all these things. So let's check whether it works. Yeah, the program has compiled, it has worked. Now, since PTR contains the address, right? I'll write PTR arrow name. Since it is a pointer, uh, you have to write PTR arrow name, comma. Suppose what employee name I can give. Suppose Sanjay Kumar. I don't know who is Sanjay Kumar. And then I can write is PTR arrow EMPID is equal to PMPID and PTR arrow salary is equal to, suppose, let's print it, name name percentage slash n PTR arrow name, print it. So employee ID and what is there next? Salary is there. I will remove all this thing. Okay. Uh, Salary saying 0.25 slash n and here arrow salary. Let's compile this. Yeah, so it works. Everything works. right? So name is Sanjay Kumar, employee ID is 4526, and salary is 23,000. Good salary. So this is about type dev. You can use it for anywhere, right? Uh, so that was various ways of variable declaration and type diff keyword I explained you. Accessing structural elements. So the new operator dot we use for the normal variable of any structure defined by you, and um, structure operator arrow operator is used when you create a pointer of that, right? Copying one variable to another, member wise copying, direct copying we have seen. Nesting of structure we have not seen. That we will see right now. Passing a structure to function we have seen. So what is the nesting of structure? Forgot. While defining, while type defing, right? Type defing. Okay, I'll come here. I type def like this, right? This type def. Sorry, I type def like this. But there is a shortcut for this. You can write this definition. I will create another because you may not be able to know afterwards when I send file. You may not be able to. Here, type def, right? I'll remove all junk in this file, right? And instead of writing a separate statement, this can be just writing this separate statement. Structure definition and type def can be, can be written in a combined way. So how that structure definition will be type def, right? And type def struct and write this. This is called a basically tag name. Okay? Structure the variable you the data type you create that in technical word it is called a tag name, right? So write the tag name here at the end. You don't need to separately write. So you are telling the compiler, this is my structure and its name is employee. That's it. Because you are combining that. And Dennis Ritchie must be a very intelligent person. He gave everything. So now you can write employee, right? Even. And if I initialize it, suppose with the name, Sanjay, EMP 1234, and salary. Let's give them his salary. Right? So even dot name. Yeah, they are giving something. That is good. So let's execute this. It is working. Might be some. I will have to find that afterwards. What is the problem? After all, it is giving correct. I don't see there is any problem. But what might be the problem? Problem is that basically the problem might be we haven't included files. So now it will vanish. But that because basically C program doesn't require inclusion of uh, a standard input output header file. Not required. Okay. That is not mandatory because of great density. But now onwards, after C99 standard, they suggested it should be included. Right. So that was the incompatible kind of thing. Right.